Let's see. Okay, second time is the charm. Good morning, everybody. We should go live right now. We're doing Advent of Code Day 3. And I already was talking for like a minute and then Luke told me, hey, you're not live yet. Still getting the hang of the new OBS version. It's not as easy to use as it was before. But yeah, by the time that Advent of Code is over, I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. So yeah, yesterday was day 2. We did day 1 as well. They're in the live tab on my channel if you want to watch them back. Something that I found really cool yesterday was this whole part. After reasoning about part 2 for yesterday, I figured out that there was only 2 things that you need to check if something goes wrong, like the index that has a problem and the next one that it relates to, except if the index that has the issue is index 1, because in that case the setup of ascending and descending might be wrong, so you need to remove the element 0 as well. So otherwise you can just do away with just 2 checks, and for that special case you need to check an additional index. What I also did, instead of creating a new collection every time, like a new list in this case, the first time you make a copy of the values because you need to have them and reference them. Good morning, Marte. Nice to see you here as well. So what I did is, if there's need to be another check, I just restore it by inserting it back and then removing the other one. So I figured that's a nice way to also slightly optimize it. I haven't benchmarked it, but in my head it's more efficient, but who knows. Maybe this is more work, but it feels nicer to just modify the collection again. And probably if it was a linked list it would be even more efficient, but yeah, I'm sure it's fine. So because after when I went to Reddit and I saw that everybody was saying, well, I think there's a more efficient way to do part 2, but since it's not that hardened of a problem, like the amount of indices that you need to check is very limited, it was very doable to just do the naive approach. But I was really happy that I figured it out on stream, like, hey, this is exactly the reason why you need to test that in this specific case. So yeah. Let's set up day 3 by copying day 0. No, day 3, like this. Yeah, we should probably just go ahead and read the problem for today. Let me take a sip of my coffee first. I'm still a bit under the weather. Let's see, day 3, mull it over. Our computers are having issues, so I have no idea if we have any chief historians in stock. You're welcome to check the warehouse though, says the mildly flustered shopkeeper at the North Pole Toboggan rental shop. The historians head out to take a look. The shopkeeper turns to you. Any chance you can see why our computers are having issues again? The computer appears to be trying to run a program, but its memory, your puzzle input, is corrupted. All of the instructions have been jumbled up. It seems like the goal of the program is to just multiply some numbers. It does what the instructions does that with instructions like mull xy, where x and y are each 1 to 3 digit numbers. For instance, mull 46 multiplies 44 by 46 to get a result of 2024. Similarly, mull 1 to 3, 4 would multiply 1 to 3 by 4. However, because the program's memory has been corrupted, there are also many invalid characters that should be ignored even if they look like part of a mull instruction. Sequences like mull 4 star, mull 69 exclamation mark, etc, etc. But this one is interesting. Because it has a question. Okay. Mull 2,4 do nothing. Okay, so it's very strict. So there can't be any spaces, there can't be anything. So yeah, okay, this makes sense. For example, consider the following selection of corrupted memory. X mull, so you ignore the X, but this is actually a valid one. This is invalid, do not. This is valid. This is invalid. this is valid, and this is valid. Okay. Only the 4 highlighted sections are real Mull and... okay. Can I see that they're highlighted? It doesn't show up on my monitor. I need a better monitor. Hey, I found a justification to buy a new OLED screen. Only the 4 highlighted sections are real Mull instructions. Adding up the result of each instruction produces 161. Okay, so you also execute the instructions and then add them up. Scan the corrupted memory for uncorrupted Mull instructions. What do you get if you add up all the results of the multiplications? Okay, so it's... so this is the rule. Okay. Yeah, this screams regex. Sadly. I don't really like doing regex solutions, but that's maybe because I'm too comfortable with it. So it's the second string pattern is, so we do the literal Mull, and then we do escape because this is a reserved character in regexes, and we do an add here to make sure that it ignores the escape characters, like this, and then we do comma, this is also escaped B. So yeah, basically this would get all of them, and then it would extract them. So we do static read only regex, sure, and then we do regex options are compiled. We don't ignore case because we want to have it exactly this and nothing else. So let's take the test input here. Test is true. The answer was 161, I think, right? Yes, let's put this here as well in the test. Okay, so part 1 would be match M is regex and match input. Oh. While M dot success, M is M dot next match. Very important, or you'll get an infinite loop. So yeah, we do M dot groups dot value. So we can do int b. Sum and result is there. Okay. So we can do a is int the parse this. This will be a. Actually, I can do name of a. Oh. So for b. Sum is a times b, and then we do p1 plus equals sum. So sure, let's set day 3. Part 1 0. Amazing. Let's see, what did I do wrong? It's not success. Oh, I'm an idiot. I actually didn't create any captures here. Not sure what I did there. This will be D1,3. I don't know where my mind went because this was just stupid. Let's see. I actually didn't put in the matches for the cases. That's funny. Okay. I guess it's still early morning. Okay, so yeah, there it is. Part 1 done. Let's run it with the real input. Okay. Woohoo! First gold star in the bag. Okay, that was easy. Hey Smap UK, good morning. Let's see. As you scan through the corrupted memory, you notice that some of the conditional statements are also still intact. If you handle some of the uncorrupted conditional statements in the program, you might be able to get even a more accurate result. Okay, there are two new instructions that you'll need to handle. The do instruction enables future Mull instruction. The don't instruction disables future Mull instructions. Only the most recent do or don't instruction applies. At the beginning of the program, Mull instructions are enabled. Okay, oh, that's fun. Okay, cool. What I probably want to do is just go through them and just track the indexes of each record and then just see where we do it. Okay, so the example becomes different now for part 2. Right? I wonder if the sample input for 2 will change the test for one. Let's see. Because I don't have support for changing input. Let's see if this is still. I need to actually. Let me put in this value here as well. Put it into code. P1 is here. Let's go back to test is true. Let's also grab the other test inputs. Do this. Good timing. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so the changed input doesn't actually change for the part 1, so that's good. So now what we can do, we can change this to just accept both of them. So now this becomes an option in regex. So now we can take the other 2 statements, do or don't. So the other option is this, and then this. These are exact matches. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see if I do this now. Can still do this. Marte, is it just me or are 2024 problems harder than last year? At least those starting days. Soon they will have us make virtual machines. Well, they actually did that with Encode back in 2019, I think. I really like that, but lots of people hated it. Bool enabled is true. Here is where we start with. Let's do console.writeLine m dot captures 0. Let's not do the rest for now, just because I need to make sure that it works as expected. Input string was not in the correct format. Yeah, true, because this now changes, and I should have done this here. Let me just put this here for now. Because this should now spit out, yeah. So we have these markers. Okay. Const string enable is this. Actually, it's disable, but that's fine. Disable. And this one becomes do. I don't like the fact that I have it twice here, but otherwise I would need to do a replace and escape, and it's fine-ish for now. It irks me a bit, but I'll live with it. So now we need to make sure that I should probably just pattern P1, pattern P2. Basically I could make it work, but it's just an additional headache that you don't need. So let's just do it like this. So now we just regex P1. You can just keep this part, which is fine. And here we do regex P2. And here we do switch this case enable is true, and we don't care if it triggers multiple times. Disable is false, default, and here we have our original logic where we do this. And we do actually only if enabled. Now we do this sum and then p2 plus equals sum like this. So now part 2 should also work. Stop. It's quite common to have different tests for part 1 and 2. I can't remember that. Input stream was not in the correct format. Why doesn't it like this? Oh, I thought I set this to P1. That makes sense. Running again. 48, so that works. Now do part 2. False. Boom, part 2 here. Woohoo! Day 3 done. Yeah, if you're familiar with regular expressions, this is really easy. Yeah, it was the least fun for me so far because I just don't like regular expression solution because they're too easy. And there's not much that you have to do. Like the whole enable disable part, it's too easy. This is easier than day 1 and 2 already. Thanks for the stars, everybody. So yeah, this was shorter than I wanted to be, but I'm sure we'll get more complex and longer days in the future. So yeah, if anybody wants to share their solution, feel free. Curious to see if anybody didn't do a regex solution or if they done something to make the code look a lot nicer. Let me see. I can just trim out this. This is fine. Yeah, this is all fine. Let me see if anybody shared something. I think I can just go through 9berries and Smaps because they probably... Ah, 9berry hasn't posted it yet. Smap probably has it. Smap says, I noticed you looked at mine yesterday. Day 3 is in the same place, similar to... Yep. Oh yeah, I looked at it. Let's see. Also, do you know exactly why this is preferred over the toList now? Because in my head, like semantically, they could make the compiler do exactly the same thing. So I wonder why you said this was the preferred way to do instead of the toList part. Because one of my gripes is that it won't infer this, and it wants you to explicitly define the result type. Because in my mind, when I put in this and I put in a list of int, if I do var, just make it another list of int. Like, it should be able to infer that. Let's say, Amartya says, I'm not ready to share that yet. I look at your suggestion of going to C++ route and I'm doing helpers now. Nice, nice. Smash, it has optimization that they continue to work on. Okay. Well, in my mind, they could just compile it to the same IL, you know? There is no way that they can't do that, so... For me, it was a bit of a curious one. Let's see what you have here. Process program. They say it will always do the right thing, means can switch types without having to change all of the to list to array, etc. Okay. Let's see. Ah, you take the first letter. Oh, this is fun. I was reading this and it was not clicking what you try to do because I was like, okay, where's the mapping? But it just looks at the match, looks at the first character, Mull, so M. And if it's a do or don't, you compare it against do. Sure. Okay. I guess that's it for today already. Let's see. Smap says it's a new regex syntax using source generators. Okay, probably look at it later again. So yeah, I'll say goodbye for now and see you tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow will be a longer day. Bye bye.